he was kind of trying to beat me to the spot, but I kind of like patted my feet to slow him down, and Jalen gave me a good ball.
Fumble frustrating.
Yeah, it is, man. I kind of like told myself I was going to try to work on it this week, just the ball security. And to be honest, I was sick, I ain't making excuses, so I kind of missed practice, but I just got to be better with the ball. I wouldn't change how aggressive I am with the ball in my hand because, that's who I am, but I just got to do a better job of just with the details and just protecting them more.
Were you dealing with any of the kind of after effects of being sick at all today?
Early on, but no.
It looked like when you scored that it seemed like kind of relieved, almost like redemption.
No, it was just, man, I was just. I mean, you can say that, but I was just grateful, so.
It would be remiss if we didn't ask about what Jalen was able to do in the ground game today. I mean, what is it like to watch him be able to do the things that he can do with his legs, and just how much he's able to at times sort of rack up yards for this offense?
I think that's a natural gift he has, how he runs the ball, his leg, how he uses his legs, which we're definitely going to need down the line, He did a really good job today on the ground and making stuff happen, when the pressure got in his face, and then just to show this ability just to get out of the pocket. So he did a really good job today. I don't, what he had, like 150 or something like that, rushing or something? That's crazy.
Eagles quarterback
Record, yeah. Let's try not to break no more of those. But but he did an amazing job. So.
What does that mean that you guys can pass the ball all around the yard and yet rush for 360 yards if need be to win the game?
Just shows that we're versatile. Coach did a really good job just spreading the ball around, and Jalen, took it upon himself. He saw opportunity for himself to create a play with his legs, and he did that all night. So.
AJ, you played for a team in Nashville that physically put teams down.
Yeah.
When it gets later in the season, and you have that reputation, what does that do, in your opinion, in years past, and what can that do for you guys? Or when teams know that about you?
You just keep coming over and over again. I think when you're applying your will over and over again for all 4 quarters, teams kind of started to back down, and when we're playing these guys this week, so I know how they play, and we're on the same level. So it's gonna be two really tough teams, going at it,
Did you feel like you had to make a statement tonight offensively?
I'm always trying to make a statement, in every game. I feel like if I don't really play my best game, I don't feel like I'm putting the team in a good position to win the game. So, I'm very relied on. So.
How about as a unit, though? Like the last 2 games, you guys are kind of, I don't want to say not great.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely say we can be consistent more. I think that's my takeaway from my game. Personally, I can be consistent more. It's just on the highs and lows. And I gotta stay in the middle. But I think offensively, today I think we did pretty well. I have to go back and watch the tape. But.
Those big ones in the fourth quarter always kind of come quick on you, and I was just grateful for the opportunity. Nick wouldn't call the timeout. I always like to kind of run over the net and get one more and just kind of be in a good rhythm. And great execution by Rick and Aaron in the line, and knock it through.
Special teams have been under some criticism this year. To make a play like that, I know you're the one that made the kick, but obviously the blocking, the holding, and all that. How'd it feel for the special teams to come up in that spot?
Yeah, I mean, those guys work their asses off, so it's great to be a part of that, and obviously put one through that helps us win a game. So, credit to them, and luckily we put it through.
Do you realize at the moment how big a situation that is, that 1 possession game that makes it a 2 possession game there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're aware of the scoring situation, obviously, but I'm just going out there same mentality every day.
With the win set up, was there anything along the line special you had to do there to get that one through, or is that a matter of just trying to put as much on?
I mean, it was blown right to left on that side of the field, so I kind of split the middle, the right side of the uprights, and just kind of let it fade back in.
We well coached. Shout out to our DB coach, man. Both of them, man. DK and Bernard. They do a great job of keeping us prepared, man. One thing we know about our group, it don't matter who go down, the next man always up, and we always trust into the next man. Like I said, they do an amazing job in preparing us to be better to play. And that's why Reed come in and make plays, it's simple plays, because he put us in a position not to use talent. You know, just use technique and be in the right spot, and that's why we be executing at a high level.
How do you guys think you did against Rodgers in the pass game tonight?
We did good, but man, we know we gotta do better still. You know, stuff still got cleaned up. Like we routed them. They got a couple sacks. 2 picks. So we gotta do better because we don't think they should have had that many yards. But even though it's Aaron Rodgers is one of the GOATs, but we should have did a lot more better.
Last one for me. Like you're 10-1. Like big picture for you. What's your thoughts?
My big picture is still here in the same moment because I've never been 10-1, so it still is my big picture. I don't know how I feel, but I know I'm going to turn up. I've never been 10-1, so I'm going to continue to live it up. So.
You mentioned that you feel like you guys still have some things to clean up. If you look at the top of that list, what do you think is at the top of the list of things that personally as a defense you would like to see kind of cleaned up?
Mostly, man, just us in the back end. We just got to get better communication. Even though we're doing great at it, but we need to be on it. Every time we miscommunicate something, it always find us and it always happen, and it's always a big play. So we got to be better on that. But overall, we do good at communicating, but they always seem to find us at the right time when we don't communicate right. So I think communication for sure.
For Reed Blankenship to come in and on his 3rd NFL snap, he picks off Aaron Rodgers.
He did.
What do you imagine that moment was like for him? You say anything to him after that?
Yeah, I told him to slow his heart rate down. You could see that, his mouth started to look like a desert because it started getting dry. And he just, I said, yeah, bro, you just picked up A-Rod. It happens, you know what I'm saying? I wish I did too, you know what I'm saying? Because my mouth probably didn't dry too because I picked up A-Rod. I'd be going crazy too as well. But yeah, man, I'm low-key jealous too a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, because he got him before I did. I've been in the league 10 years, and he rookie. You know what I'm saying? But kudos to him, man. I'm happy for my dog. My dog went off today, man. And he come out there hitting like hang. But yeah, I'm low-key a little jealous though, man, because he got a pick before me with A-Rod, man. I've been in the division for 7 years, and I couldn't get his ass, and he got him. But good for him.
And on that one play, I think you were close. You almost looked like you volleyed it.
Yeah, I got it hit me in the head. You know what I'm saying? He was doing the scramble drill. I turned around, the ball right in my face. I tried to put my hands up quick as I can. I'm glad my boy decided. Got the pick though, and I'm jealous by him too. So, they might not need to talk to me for the rest of the week this week. I'm sad. You know what I'm saying? I almost have a Mount Rushmore ball.
You feel like you deserve an assist on that one, maybe?
No, I want the full. I ain't gonna say thing because I pause again. I need the full ball. Football. All right.
It's one of those things that it's rare. It's very rare to happen. Being undrafted, you always have a chip on your shoulder, and you always have a chip on your shoulder. And I'm gonna continue to work. My job's not done. This is just the beginning. I'm so excited to get in and watch more film on the Titans next week.
Slay said he thought you were foaming at the mouth, and he wanted to tell you to get your heart rate down after that. What was the after effects of that moment like for you?
Honestly, didn't know what to do. I forgot that I could get up and start running again. And then the next thing I was like, what am I going to do for celebration-wise? I had no idea. So I'm going to learn from Slay. I'm going to get some celebrations and then hopefully have something next week. So.
Where do you go from here? You do something like that on, your 3rd defensive snap of your professional career. Where does Reed Blankenship go from here?
I'm not going to change. There's nothing I should change. I'm going to continue to be consistent in what I do, my film study, and I have great role models in the room. Marcus Epps is a great role model. I look up to him every day, and I give all of my credit to him because he's very confident in me, and he teaches me a lot of stuff. And I told him, I was like, look, you need to talk to me, calm me down a little bit. He did. So, I love that dude to death. Hopefully we can continue to be great back there. So.
Obviously, you had not exactly the most traditional journey to getting out there today. When your number gets called, what's going through your mind? How are you preparing yourself for that moment?
Like I tell everybody, you never know when your name's going to be called. You pray for opportunities to come. Unfortunately, CD went down, and that wasn't the best opportunity, but just got to be confident in what you do. Like I said, you got to pay attention. You never know when your number's going to be called. So it's just consistency and building off that, and your opportunity's going to come. All
these guys hooting and hollering around the locker room about you. You loving it right now, or is this a little uncomfortable for you? How are you taking it?
I love it. They're my boys. I kind of fit in with them, so I love them. Yeah, he's got a camera out.
Almost 500 yards of offense, you still feel like your takeaways that you left stuff on the field.
Yeah, man, it was, especially me, though, like at least 5 or 6 run plays. That's just Stout's mentality. That's all.
How much do you enjoy those games where you get this grind out of running?
So much fun. So much fun.
What makes it so much fun?
Imposing your will on others. And then, the simple saying of moving a man against his will from point A to point B. The trenches, that's a real thing, and we love that.
What does that feel like?
You guys have done that. When do you know you guys have imposed your will on them?
I think 357 yards kind of says it. When you're moving the chains, getting first downs, converting on third downs. So just executing, making sure that we're actually converting first and second and third downs, moving the chains, scoring touchdowns.
Sorry if you already asked this, but what did you see from Jalen tonight?
What a f***ing rock star, man. Damn, seriously, bro. He's awesome, man. He's awesome. He saved us, especially in those first 2 drives, third downs. It's kind of crazy, just his legs. So, stupid idea to put this jacket on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm taking it off.
Idiots.
The phrase, the phrase Jeff Stoutland University. You've popularized it. What does it mean to you?
Just giving love to the master, man. Just the guy who taught me everything and the way to approach offensive line life. He's taught me everything from literally sitting in the classroom, how to sit in the classroom, to how to stand outside. Just everything you could think of. And so I think it was about time we give some love to Stouty.
Miles said in his meeting room, he hears you guys through the walls. What goes on in that meeting room?
You have to come sit in the meetings.
Anytime.
You have to come sit in the meetings, but you can't bring anything. And you'd have to sign a waiver. So.
When you see the yardage specifically on the ground tonight, how, especially as an offensive lineman where maybe you don't get all the kudos that certain other positions get, how much pride do you take in just seeing those team statistics that you guys contribute to in such a big way?
I think learning that was a big part of, I guess, the adjustment, because I didn't realize that what you just said was a true thing. But we know the 5 guys, we're all comfortable. We can look at each other in the eye, and that's all that matters. It's a 5-wheel drive, and if all 5 guys can look at each other at the end of the day and just know that we had each other's backs and we gave it everything, and while everyone else gets the praise, we're cool with that. We're happy with that.
Well, on that note, Jalen broke the franchise record for rushing yards by a quarterback today. When you're out there blocking for him and he's actively doing that as you block, do you watch him at all, or what is that experience like for you?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Because he has, he's great on his feet. He kind of turns everything into like a QB draw, so it's kind of nice. But at the same time, it's like seeing him run up the ball and flirting with the sideline, and guys trying to beeline it to him, and that's the scary part to me. Just I don't want him to get hit late, and especially in situations where he got hit late, pretty late, and he slid awkwardly sitting up. And I wanted to go over and beeline straight to number 20, but they had to be smart. We wanted to run down the clock, and I didn't want to get a flag, and so it's just situations, having awareness of where you are on the field and play smart.
Did you just protect him, or did you think that was kind of a cheap shot?
It's not a cheap shot. It's just unnecessary. And then to get up and hoot and rant like that, that's stupid. So it's the game. It's all in the game, and I don't think it was on purpose. I just think it's just unnecessary.
The rushing yards, how much pride do you take in that? How far up that was tonight?
Yeah, obviously, that's always something the offensive line takes pride in. We have a quarterback that's incredibly dynamic, can keep numbers honest. Miles Sanders and the running backs ran hard. Everybody kind of did their role. That's one of the things you really like and appreciate, that I appreciate about a strong running performance, is it's usually a very team effort. It takes everybody working in sync and everybody doing their job and being focused and locked in. So it's great performance. I'm happy to have been a piece of it.
Did you have 363 yards. Did you know it was that much during the flow of the game?
I looked up at one point and saw it was over 300, but I don't know. know what the number is, but we knew that we were running the ball really well. I mean, that was felt for sure.
At what point in the game like that do you feel like it's working and you're going to stick with it?
I don't know if there's really a point. It just feels like when you're doing it well, you feel good. You want to keep doing it. And we never really stopped. I think that we, for the most part, were able to assert that part of the game throughout. There were times there was play here or there. The run efficiency after that one was probably pretty high.
You ever get a sense that the defense kind of knows you guys are opposing the wills and you see the feeling? What does that feel like to basically assert your will against another running game?
I don't know. I mean, whenever you're running the ball that well, it really means that everybody's in sync and the plan's great and everybody's dialed in and playing well. And it's just a really, really good feeling offensively. I don't necessarily think about it asserting the will. I think about it more along the lines of, hey man, we're kicking ass, we're all doing our job, and it just feels good when everybody is in sync like that.
I see the shirt. What's the significance of that expression for you?
What, Stoutland University?
Yeah.
I think we're all members of Stoutland University. I've been fortunate to be with this guy for over a decade now. So, that 360-some yards is a big part of him. And, I know that Philadelphia does not take him for granted, but he's been a mainstay with the Eagles organization for a long time. And, there's a reason for that. He's unbelievable at his job. He makes all of us better. He continually coaches and tries to get things ironed out and make people as good as they can be. And probably no offense to University of Cincinnati, certainly take pride in that, but this is the longest time I've ever been at one university or school in my life. Never spent a decade at any place else. So,
Jason, what did it mean to do this performance on a night where you set the franchise record for most games played by an offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, solid day, solid night. Yeah, I think, I think Chuck obviously wasn't just an offensive lineman. He was playing both ways, and offense, defense. It's a little bit. It's a taller tale right there. More opportunities to get injured when you're doing that. But obviously it feels good. And what I really like about it is, and this doesn't really get touched on as much, but when you look at the amount of plays, me, Brandon Graham, and Fletcher Cox are all right there, and it really speaks to kind of the tenure all three of us have had here, and the amount of success we've had, and the locker room that we've had that's changed here and there, but I feel really good about not just the time and amount of games that I've played, but that I've been here with those two guys and a lot of other players for a really long time. So I think that usually speaks well of a number of things.
Jason, has this been the most multifaceted offense you've played on?
Probably, yeah. I mean, we've been, we've had great offenses here before, but I think obviously what Jalen can do as a running threat takes it to another level. We have unbelievable receivers, great tight ends, great running backs. Obviously, we can't wait looking forward to Dallas getting back healthy because he's a game-changing type player. But I mean, some days it's going to be 150 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns by A.J. Brown, and some days it's going to be that. And then credit to the defense. Some days it's going to be like last week where you only score 3 points for the first 3 quarters, and it's going to be a defensive game. So I think we're a very complimentary football team in a lot of different areas, and I think we can do a lot of things offensively, which I would imagine are stressful for defenses.
With that said, Jason, what's the week like when you're putting in a game plan and you have everything that you just kind of mentioned? Is it fun? Is it
yeah, I mean, it's going to be multifaceted. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be very creative. There's going to be a lot of things in. You've got to be focused on each and every week, and it's fun. I like it. You never know which one's going to be there from the day, and obviously today the run game was dialed up, and Jalen and Miles did an unbelievable job toting it. So, you're kind of waiting to see on game day which one's going to be the one to go. Maybe it's all every phase, you know. But today, certainly the ground game was the one.
So you guys didn't have like an emphasis on the run coming in based upon like the numbers weren't really in their favor.
No, not really. I mean, maybe the coaches do. I think the coaches probably do their best to not. You don't want to just focus on the run game and then not be prepared, and you need to be able to throw it and stuff like that. So, I don't. If there was an emphasis on that, you have to have Shane or Nick, but we go into every game being confident in the run game and really happy about the plays for the most part. And then as the game goes along, you're kind of waiting and seeing how. Some days it's hitting right away, and some days it's not. Some days it's hitting and it stalls. Some days it's not there at the start. Then you kind of make adjustments and it starts going, and you're kind of ready for all that stuff.
Does Jalen have the capability to check out of passes to runs?
Yeah.
Did he do any of that tonight?
He did, yeah, a couple of times, especially on third downs.
Yeah.
So I think he does the whole gambit. You can check in the runs, you can check in the passes, and it's not most times you go up there, it's not like, hey, we have no idea what he's about to call. There's certain situations where you're like, okay, let's see what happens, but and that changes week to week. But he made a number of checks and audibles at the line. I thought that were really good.